Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. We've got our games about to be started underway in just a little bit. Imperium versus Danger Zone are the two teams, right, Hinderman?
That's right. I hope Danger Zone has a person called Goose, and one called
God.
Iceman, and one called Maverick. That just needs to be. It needs to happen. And then when they're winning, if they're winning, we can just sit there. Me and you,
don't sing.
Me and you can just go. We can get the production to play it at the end. It'll be so good, just as the victory screen and the Titans falling. It'll be so good. No?
You said me and you?
Yeah,
I think it's just going to be you. I'm not going to be singing alongside you. That's the match we have. That's the match we have today. But next week, we're going to take a look at some more high-stakes matches. We're going to be seeing the European Regional on the 15th. That'll take place, as we said, at ESL Studios in Cologne, Germany. And we're going to see the top 4 teams coming out of the SPL. They're going to go ahead and take part in that. That'll be Exposed Secrets number 1, along with Cloud9, Team Solo Mid, and Mortality. And then, who are the teams coming out of the wildcards?
Other wildcards, we're going to have Cognitive Aquila, Tomato, Tequila. I don't know.
Aquila.
Where did I come from? I'm not even Mexican. Cognitive Aquila, also formerly known as Agilitas, and alongside them is going to be SK Gaming, who were in the Pro League, went down into the wildcards, came straight back up again from the wildcards as well. Now, the one thing about this FDOT as well is this is the biggest tournament this year for Europe. This is beyond belief the most important thing on the cards for these European teams. It's basically top 2 go to Worlds with over $1 million on the line available to them in prize money being available. This is really big, and only 2 of those 6 get to go. So the last Cologne one, it was kind of a kick-off for the Pro League. There was nothing really, overly important other than just cashing the line of the tournament. But this one, this is the moment these teams have to bring their A game the whole time.
Right, I mean, the wildcards were an exciting set just to see who would be able to make it, because unlike Launch Tournament, we had 6 teams from each region really present, and both regions were really shown up. North America and Europe, we had so many teams. This time around, because of 2 teams from China, 2 teams from Latin America, one specifically from Brazil, we're going to have a much smaller collection of teams coming out of North America and Europe. So this time around, Exposed Secrets, Mortality, TSM, Cloud9, Aquila, SK Gaming, all of these teams are household names, maybe Aquila a little bit less so since they came out of the Challengers Cup, but all of these teams are just coming out of the spotlight, and not everybody's going to make it. It's going to be incredible to see who comes out on top. Exposed Secrets and Mortality are the teams with the buys, so they don't even have to play the first round. That's up to Cloud9 versus Aquila, and Team Solo Mid versus SK.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly the case right now. It's going to be ridiculous. There's 30 players. It's going to go down to only 10 get to go to Worlds from each region overall. Guys, we'll be right back. We're going to just sort one more quick issue, and then we'll be going straight into the picks and bans for this one of Danger Zone Highway to... So, I can't get it. It's such a good song. Anyway, we'll be right back after this short break.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We do have a game coming up for you soon. It is still Imperium versus Danger Zone. We're going to get into that in just a couple of seconds. They should be underway. Sorry for the wait. We had, obviously, a little bit of server problems, and then an individual couldn't reconnect. Just a lot of other nonsense, but we're back. The action is real. We're going to see some picks and bans very soon.
We are. This is going to be round 2 once again. We saw 2 round 2 games back to back because we saw Demon Knights in the first game, but that was a round 2 game as well. Winner of this faces off against the 5 Angry Men today, FDOT. And they're probably one of my favourites for winning this.
5 Angry Men are, 5 Angry Men, they might be able to go ahead and take this. They're a strong team, and they came out with their full roster, something that some of the other teams didn't do. We do have Fat Chunks here as well, so we'll see what kind of team Fat Chunks brings to the table. Rambozos are in the bracket as well. Pretty sure they're full strong. 5 AM has Shadow Q. He's going to be subbing in today for the 5 Angry Men, so that'll be an interesting team. And Gleep Glop and the Floopy Flop. We will not spoil it, but we're going to take a look at an interesting team coming out from an interesting name.
For me? Say that name again for me?
Gleep Glop and the Floopy Flop. Can't make it up, folks. Can't make these things up.
Normally I don't go quiet, but there's nothing I can actually think of there that
No,
I can...
it's just Gleep Glop, Floopy Flop.
PP flop.
They're going off, but that said, Team E-Shrek looked really good against Demon Knight. So honestly, in complete honesty, this was more of a, like, I don't want to say the word relaxed, but it's not exactly the structure that we're used to, and we still have a lot of talent coming out.
Yeah, I mean, we do have a lot of talent, and that's the thing about both these scenes. Even though you see the pro players week in, week out through the pro leagues, and then go into the LANs in the next couple of weeks, there is still other people in the scene that are very, very good as well. So we are finally into the picks and bans. Imperium on the left-hand side, Danger Zone on the right-hand side. Immediately, the question is, what is going to be banned away? What do you feel like the top bans are right now, F-Dot?
Sylvanas. I mean, Sylvanas is very powerful. I don't know why we didn't see him the first time around, but we're going to see that ban. I expect to see a Sylvanas, Geb, Apollo ban. I wouldn't have called the Apollo ban, but I respect it. And the Loki ban is something that I understand. Nobody really likes to play against Loki, Hindu Man. He's just annoying, so you want to ban him. I respect it, and I like it.
Well, he has the ability to take somebody out. That's exactly the whole thing with him. Press assassinate, farm in lane, play pretty safe. You can rotate and get him, use your vanish as well to increase your mobility to rotate to the fights. But then once you've got your stacks in the Heartseeker and you've got a few items under your belt, you really start having that destructive power. The one thing with these bans that have come out though here after Nuwa gets through again. Now Nuwa, she's not the best god in the game, but she's a reliable source of damage, has a great laning phase, and a good transition to the mid-late stages of the game as well because of her damage.
Yeah, I think that Nuwa is an interesting character right here, and I feel like Nuwa is the Zeus of our meta right now. If you think back to once upon a time when Zeus was first picked, first banned, no matter what, ban Zeus, Tuesdays on Smite Central. A period of time where Zeus was just completely banned. We're talking leading up to the Smite launch tournament and the whole like era of that nonsense, the weeklies there. Zeus was top pick, top ban, and after a while, teams started getting Zeused or used to the character. So we saw teams like Dignitas that were just like, look, Zeus is powerful and has this incredible situation that he can pull, but I understand that we can play around him, so they wouldn't ban him. Nuwa's similar. Some teams want to play against her, some teams don't, and that's what we really wind up seeing. So this team, for example, no problem. Don't ban her out, Danger Zone. We'll play against her, no problem.
Well, another god that gets through is Freya as well, and it looks like she's been hovered over here by Imperium as well. Probably going to be locked in. You may pick very, very early. Tells Imperium, you have to pick Geb now, otherwise we're going to ban him away, and Ymir's going to have a pretty stable laning environment, because realistically, Geb's the only one that really, kind of gives a few issues to Ymir. If it's against Athena, we've seen many times before that it's that, but now this Bacchus is being hovered over here after. This is a play from Danger Zone that I like. They showed the Ymir pick thinking that was support. They forced him into a Geb and then went, ah! It's a Ymir jungle! It's a Ymir jungle! We got you! If they go for Bacchus, that is. That's the question. Do they go for the Bacchus?
Well, so another big point of contention is that Geb no longer protects against knockup. So that Bacchus that's going to be locked in right there, he can still get the knockup against the Geb shield. So that's definitely a real thing. This draft coming out from Danger Zone is rather interesting because Isis and Ymir, I don't think that they really need to be picked up that soon. I think it's a little early for these characters, but if you're good at that, if you're good at playing those characters, maybe it's worth it if Team Imperium knows. But when you're at this level and not everybody does their homework, you could be holding on to some secrets and save your good picks for last.
Yeah, I mean, you could. Well, with the banning phase coming out, Thor gets banned away for the jungle. So even though Danger Zone expected Freya to be the AD carry here, so they banned away Thor as a respect situation to say, okay, we expect that to be your jungler. So we'll take away Thor to make sure you've not got some global presence as well, alongside Nuwa. And her gets banned away from Imperium, so that does indicate that maybe that was supposed to be a Freya AD carry.
Could be an interesting situation coming out. The double bans, the counter bans are done, and Danger Zone's going to hover over Rom. I like the Rom choice along with the Bacchus. I mean, Rom's just strong, independent of the Bacchus choice, but Intoxicate makes it hard to get away, and a good Rom can sort of anticipate where you're going to walk with that Intoxicate debuff on you. So I like that choice coming out from them, and I want to see what Imperium does to really round things out. And based on what they're hovering here, Hinduman, it does look like you were correct on the Freya Hunter.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't necessarily think it was going to be straight away when it was picked, but with that with the Thor ban, I expected Danger Zone thought it would be, and with the counter ban coming out from Team Imperium of a Hunter, that kind of suggested that they were looking to go with that with the Freya. But they left Rama up. I mean, Rama and Apollo were the top two. The top two Hunters to be picked every single time, and to ban away Anher instead. Anher's matchup against Freya, it's no better or worse than a Rama matchup against Freya, in all honesty. I'm surprised they went for that one.
It might just be the personal preference.
That's true.
Some hunters are just harder to play against, for the person. And Anher does have a very strong lane phase. Imperial can completely clear the wave, or he can just murder you. And Freya has lift and her escape with Valkyrie's discretion, but that's about it. So it's interesting. I would have liked to see, in place of the Rom, I would have liked to see a solo lane pick come out from Danger Zone, just to sort of like pigeonhole Team Imperium, because counterbans are already done. They already have their Freya, so they're not going to bone them anymore. But Danger Zone going to pick up their third Guardian of the comp. Cabrakan will be here, and that's going to be an interesting choice. I wonder where he'll go.
Down for this. I'm expecting Cabrakan solo. You
Solo
may jungle
lane?
Bacchus support. I expect more than anything
Me
else.
too.
Cabrakan can jungle as well. Yume can solo as well. But I think it'll probably be Yume jungle, Cabrakan solo. Especially against Vamana as well. We'll see how this one plays out. It's interesting.
Yeah, Cabrakan's a very interesting character. He's a character that was overlooked for a long time because he's a Guardian, so he's supposed to default to the support role. But because he has 3 different types of crowd control, he does have 3 different types of DR, diminishing returns, which is, without getting too mathy, folks, it basically diminishes the effectiveness of crowd control, stuns, etc., everything but knockup. So when you're the Guardian, that really is not what you want to do. You want to be able to control the situation. But they increased his damage a little bit. The DR is still an issue, but they have it going so that he's got a little bit more damage in the kit. So jungle and solo is a thing. And as we get into the game and we see how the action goes underway, we'll go ahead and take a look at where Cabrakan goes. And everybody keep an eye on that big green Guardian, because he could do something interesting.
Yeah, well, we'll see. So Imperium going to be starting on the bottom side of the map. The left-hand side of your spectator UI, you're going to see Ghost in the jungle playing Kali. Josepi is going to be playing Geb support. Jeremy probably going to be in the mid lane, more than likely, playing Noir. I Feed Every Game's playing Vamana in the solo lane. And finally, NSN is going to be playing Freya as the AD carry role.
Over there on the right-hand side for Danger Zone, we've got 4 magical. That's the old classic Mage Rage. Chaotic Fear on the Bacchus in the long lane. Frosty Saurus in the jungle on Ymir. Funkbot 3K in the solo lane on that Cabrakan we talked so much about. And the mid lane Isis. And actually, scratch that, folks. Bacchus won't be in the long lane. Bacchus will be in the jungle. And Frosty Saurus will make the lane up with Delucky 7.
This isn't EU. This is NA. What?
Did somebody call up Fat Chunks? Are they playing on Smurfs today?
I don't know, but Bacchus jungle?
So Bacchus jungle realistically is interesting. Bacchus jungle is it's a giant burst. It's giant burst.
That's true. It's
giant burst. You're going to see a Polynomicon built on this character most likely at some point. And really what Bacchus jungle does is he belly flops, he hits you with a basic, he intoxicates, and hopes that you're already dead.
Oh,
that's
crap.
kind of the entire gimmick.
Right, F dot. I just thought something absolutely revolting. Tremors, intoxicate, same time. Oh no, that sounds nasty. Getting hit by both of those, you're not going to control your character ever again.
No. At that point, I think your keyboard just stops working. And you're forced to use an Xbox controller for the length of your CC.
Well, checking in with the solo laners right now, you can see that with the junglers taking away the blue buff, you can see they're struggling a little bit Danger Zone to clear that blue buff in time. It was a good decision, I think, coming out from Imperium to skip doing the red buff to get to lane and get the early lane pressure on, just to put these Guardians at a bit of a disadvantage in this game early on. Their wave clear at the start is not the greatest.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit rough, but teams will make their way into the lanes right now. 2-2 on the mid mages. That should be. We'll come back a little bit to those mid mages a little bit later. Right now, I am definitely interested in this solo jungle lane that goes on right now with Funkbot 3000 and Chaotic Fear on their Bacchus and Diamond Cabrakan. I love it.
Diamond Cabrakan online, and he does have a lot of CC available to him. They'll look for a belly flop if they can find it. Now, he's already taken Chug in the jungle, so for all you Bacchus wannabe junglers out there, please only do this in your normal games and only on the North American server, so I don't have to see you try this. But he went for Hog 2 at the start, and Lumber's Mask, and has gone for 2 points in belly flop, 1 point into his Chug, just to begin this one off. So, looking to try and stack that one up and get the slows off if he can. We'll see how this one plays off. They've got a good pressure in this lane. I think Vamana and Kali are like, I don't think we can fight these two.
Yeah, I mean, don't forget, Bacchus is the Chug. Everybody always delays Chug because it, quote-unquote, doesn't really do much. But when you're looking to deal damage, Hindu Man, the burp of the Belch of the Gods isn't really securable damage. You can get silenced out of it. A lot of bad things can happen with that burp, but the belly flop is not.
Left-hand side, Geb's in a bit of trouble here, but a nice banish coming out from Freya to delay it, so he immediately rolls out back to defend to the tower. Did take a lot of poke there overall. Still got 2 health potions though, should be okay. Collie returns to the jungle though to take the red buff with the help of Nuwa, finally leaving Cabrakan and Vamana alone, and Bacchus transitioning through his jungle now. Level 4 online for him. He should hit level 5 once he's finished that red buff off as well. So, early stages of the game, a little bit of aggression in the duo lane, but other than that, pretty much standard.
You know, Bacchus is going to be a character that isn't going to gank early, Hindu Man. He definitely can't do anything before level 5, and then after level 5, it's just going to be on that ultimate. So like I said, you're going to see this Bacchus max up his belly flop. That's the securable damage. And as I said, the whole entire combo is belly flop, basic, intoxicate. That's what he's going to look for each and every time. So still level 4, might not be level 5. This wave should get him level 5, and then he could be able to contest these mid camps, because that's one thing. Jungle Bacchus does have a lot of problems, Hindu Man, but able to definitely secure those mids. And right side,
surprising
solo kill. Funkbot 3K. First blood goes to the Cabrakan.
Really surprising solo kill there. Vamana did have Big Baby online, didn't pop it there. Didn't manage to get over it, so Cabrakan's got an early lead on that. Left camp's now being started off by Bacchus. You're going to rotate in. Right ones, though, Imperium are in control of those ones. They bring those down, so mid camps are shared equally. Although 3 members of Danger Zone do share them. Geb's just a little bit late to the pipe. May get hit by that Spirit Ball, does do so. Into a silence, and there's a burp straight after, into a stun, into a wall, into a frost breath. Oh my god, stop CCing the poor man! He just wants to roll away! The Wind Gusts are coming out, the belly flop comes out. Good night, sweet prince. Geb dies for second blood of this game.
The second kill lands onto the Bacchus, which is very, very, very good for Danger Zone. They want to make sure he gets ahead. If he's behind, he's going to be a complete non-factor. But if he's moderate, if he's right on target, or if he's ahead, this Bacchus can become problematic. I mean, support Bacchuses surprise you with the amount of damage they can do. So once you see this Bacchus build penetration boots, Bancrops, and a Polynomicon, just it becomes kind of haphazard. And you're going to have to watch out.
Well, Ymir's going to be sharing in the back camps there with the Bacchus as well. So these two, this Guardian Wombo combo this team have put together, there's so much control in these team fights that are going to come out from all 3 of them. It leaves Isis to just sit at the back and Wind Gust, and Rama to fire those arrows all the way through in the comfortable situation of knowing he's got 3 Guardians the enemy team have to get through to get to them.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting seeing how these teams deal with the Jungle Bacchus, because it's all about that burst. So you just have to counteract that burst, whether or not you get hit by it, and the rest of it, honestly. So you have burst from Bacchus and Ymir, I suppose, right? Yeah. Cabrakan is going to be more. Well, honestly, it's just a lot of burst. You get your 2 from Cabrakan, you get your ice shards from Ymir, and then just the Bacchus burst bonanza.
I think the things that are on Imperium's side though here, they have the mana, so we can go into Big Baby form and charge through the lines, ignoring all the CC, so he can get to that back line. On top of that, he's going to have a Kali when she gets the chins online, and she's big in the game. She's going to be able to cut through these high health targets that are going to be available to her. And on top of that, they also have Freya, another hyper carry mage that can really shred and slow people down, cause a lot of AoE splash damage if required as well. So even though Danger Zone have this crazy composition, they're currently in the lead, don't count Imperium out, because their composition on paper should be very good at dealing with this 3 Guardian strategy.
One thing I really like over here is we take a look in the middle lane. Julian Fun caught out a little bit. That's a great stun. Bacchus not going to quite reach with the belly flop. He's going to go ahead and find him on the back line. Heal comes up for herself. In comes Kalima. Gets the stun. Ultimate is out. Not able to secure it. There it is. Ghost gets one kill. Up in the air goes Nuwa, poking down the players. But as we talked earlier, not enough damage just yet.
You may miss Frost, and now he's in a little bit of trouble as well. He's going to go down. Bellyflop comes in though as well, followed by the burp, and Funkbot 3000 secures that kill. Meanwhile, solo kill in the duo lane going on as Freya takes on Rama and wins that one. Back is still trying to run for his life at the moment. Back to the tower range. Can he get away? Carly wants it, pushes out of mana, and Cabrakan wants to try and cleanse up. There's 3 low health targets here. All he's going to do is pop Tremors, but he's not got no ability. He's managed to pop his one. He's trying to chase for the stun, doesn't find it, has to back away for 3 for 3 now. Imperium came out on top, but now comes Freya with the whoop, doesn't connect, and Funkbot walks away.
Yeah, because the whoop doesn't connect, she's going to go ahead and just clear that wave, but Cabrakan has that issue similar to Freya, and I guess Freya's probably the best example where you have to get around the minions. It's not ranged like Freya's stuff is, but once you activate that first ability on Cabrakan, you have to actually run around the minions to get the basic attack onto your target. Had that had happened, that was a dead Kali, no problem, but that wasn't the case, so he had to walk away immediately. I love that. I love that he goes for the kill, doesn't get it with his one ability, and doesn't overstay his welcome, Hindu Man. He walks away immediately because he knows what kind of trouble he can get into.
Well, mid-camps once again traded evenly between the two teams. Left went to Imperium, right went to the Danger Zone. And when you check into the Golden Experience, you can see it's relatively even in this game still. There was a small lead for Danger Zone at the start, but now Imperium brought that back, and that early kill onto Kali is really going to help her out in the jungle and advance her build significantly towards those chins, which is the big key to when Kali becomes the danger person.
Yeah, Kali is definitely a character that is extremely gold dependent. Can't really do much without those chin size. It's pretty much a part of her kit more so than anything. So needs that kill, needs the help to really become the character that she wants to be. Bacchus caught out here would be a problem because he can't really duel. Kali's a character that can really gank and duel, but speaking of
good
gank,
wall coming out from your main. You can see the Valkyrie coming out immediately in response from Ensign, but he's still going to get hit by some of that ultimate from Ymir. Snipe's coming down. The Banish going to buy him a little bit of time. Geb's going to turn around for the 1-for-1 trade, though, in the jungle. Going to fight breaking out as Carly gets caught out of position by the back. He's going to have to jump away and use the beads there as well to make sure she gets out of that one to recall as well. She was rotating over to make something happen there. 1-for-1 trade, but Freya for a support. I'm happy if I'm Danger Zone.
Without a doubt. Right now, 8.5 minutes into the match, 4-4, kills very even, and gold very even as well. Teams barely separated. 190 gold or less separate these two teams. So, for all intents and purposes, folks, we do have a tie game as we approach the 9-minute mark, and mid-camps will be coming up in about a minute or so. So we'll see people take care of their back camps and sort of centralize around the middle of the map as they await these next spawns for these mid-camps.
I mean, the big thing that's going to happen from this one after is it's going to come down to the Gold Fury fight. The first Gold Fury, I feel, is where the big fight's going to break out, and it's going to be all about whether Danger Zone can isolate these targets and CC up Kali, CC up Frey, and bring them down, or is Danger Zone going to be able to get to that backline of Rama and Isis and cause issues for this team?
I mean, one of the biggest things that I like for Danger Zone against the Kali is they have the Cabrakan wall. It's a small thought process, but if you use the Cabrakan wall when Freya has her abilities active, she can't cut through those walls, sort of like what we were talking about with the minions before. You have to cut through the minions, you have to cut through the walls, so once she activates that, you can wall her off, focus on the rest of the team, and really look elsewhere. And another
Tremors.
Tremors is fantastic. That'll stop her from really be aiming correctly. Left side, Imperium will go ahead and get the mid camp, but NSN caught out.
Freya is caught. The wall comes up, the burp as well. There's a stun. Great shield from Geb, but the belly flop still connects. Now Rama's going to rotate around the side. They're looking for Freya still. Spirit Wall does connect. And now they're going to try and get the Wingo stuff. Cataclysm going to come out from Geb here. Lands only onto Isis. Isis now overextended. Goes into the circle of protection, but only pops it very early. Freya can't confirm the damage. Cabrakan turns up as well, as does Vimana. Full disengage from both teams, but Imperium are in a good position here with Isis being so low.
I think Imperium could have gotten that Isis kill if they went a little bit harder. Danger Zone really sort of looked like they left her out to dry right there. Frostysaurus picks up NSN right there on the left-hand side. 3 members deep is Danger Zone, and they just take out the Freya, no problem. And what looked like a good choice for Imperium to pick up this Gold Fury, now not so much. And Danger Zone get a 3-man siege to this left-hand tower just over the 10-minute mark, and this could be the tower.
This is a tier 1. This is a tier 1. Only Geb's here. The 2 other members went to the right mid camps. They all went to defend mid as well. That left NSYNC open, and he got caught out in going back to the duo lane. Now this tower's going to fall down as well. So Danger Zone come out on top of an engagement that didn't work out in their favour. The Gold Fury still stands, and now with this side of the map being open, there's no defence point for the team of Imperium to fall back to here, F. if the Gold Fury gets contested again.
Very true, and it's definitely looking to be an emergency for one of the teams right now. Sound the siren. So we've got an interesting situation here that I do want to talk about. I feed every game on this Vamana. I think I'm not sold on it. Vamana is a character that really builds for the physical defense. There's only a single physical character on this team, so that's not going to really do much for him. And I really would have liked to see another character like Kali. Could we have seen a Nemesis in the solo lane? Does that work still, man?
Nemesis would be okay, considering the composition, but in the solo lane, not a chance.
Exactly.
That's my opinion, not a chance. But with the Vamana being picked up here, the fact he's got Stone of Gaia, that's all the magical protection he's going to need all game. I'll guarantee you that now. He could go high to the edge if he needs to, but they've got 4 magical damage dealers on this team, and that's going to negate so much with that Stone of Gaia in this fight when it comes to these guys. They've got to get penetration. Blinking mid from Ymir, though. Going to get the Frost onto Ghost. Ghost in a lot of trouble here, trying to run away. The wall was not good, and he manages to escape. Kali gets away with a slither of health and kept her ultimate intact.
Beautiful play coming out from Kali Ma, just understanding that she doesn't have to use the ultimate if she doesn't have to, because there was no turnaround potential there. Kali, like Thanatos, usually looks for the turnaround, despite how dire the situation looks, but not there. Surrounded by 3 members of the enemy team, with only a single Geb there to provide some resistance, just not enough, and Kali gets out no problem. Good play coming out from Ghost. I really like that name, just Ghost.
Just Ghost. Just Ghost. Well, we're waiting around at the moment for the next thing to happen. If you look at the Golden Experience right now, still relatively even between these two teams. Ymir, though, he's not gone full support build here, Craig. He's not got Watcher's Gift. He's gone for damage, Vampiric Shroud, got Shoes of the Magi just like Bacchus. This is a full damage Guardian team setup.
Yeah, I kind of expected this one from the get-go, if I'm telling the truth here, Hinduman. I really just expected a lot of damage coming out from Ymir because he's the Guardian that is supposed to do the damage, right? We always talk about how Bacchus is the burst Guardian, but at the end of the day, Ymir is the one that does the damage.
Oh, the Frost Breath missed and the Banish comes out, but Funk Ball wants to keep going. That was a good wall. It's going to buy some time, but not in time. Oh, the wall misses as well. And now Geb's going to roll out, knock him up, and that's going to be a disengage, but they can still try and contest this blue buff. Going back to your point, though, honestly, about the Guardian build on Ymir, the fact there's 3 Guardians, I guess you share the workload of being on the front line anyway. So you don't have to worry about that being the only frontline tank, because there's 2 other big fatties alongside you that can help you out.
That's exactly what it is. You have a whole bunch of crowd control in the way of 3 different Guardian kits. So you've got the Frost Breath, you've got the Cabrakan control, and you also have the control coming out from Bacchus a little bit. So you have all of that, but in the middle lane, Julia's getting a little bit of controlled herself. Ghost pops in, but has to pop out. Can't quite finish it as Ymir comes around the corner. So what happens is, as you said, they're just going to share the role of the control. I actually really like it. Instead of going one big Guardian, they go a couple of magical bruisers. It's fun.
Yeah, it's working out for them so far in this one. You can see Vamana getting some free farm on this, getting some tower pressure on. Ymir's going to blink in though, Frost Breath as well. There's a nice slow coming out. We're going to see the ultimate. Oh, great wall to deny it again, but Big Baby comes out, and that's all she wrote on the aggression onto Vamana, because he'll happily just walk away, full health, be quite happy under his tower one more time, even with these big guys just sat in the lane.
That's a win for Danger Zone, though. They go ahead and they get an ultimate for free. All they really popped was Blink, which, taking a look at the kit right now, Blink's going to be 1, so it's going to be like a 90-second cooldown for that. No harm, no foul. Ping's coming out as Imperium does see Ymir still hanging out, so I feed every game, not going to feed this time around. He's going to stay in his lane and pick up some farm as solo laner Cabrakan goes home to his base.
15 minutes in on the clock. Experience lead of 1600 in favour of Imperium right now. The only real difference between the two teams is that tier 1 tower on the left, so it shows that Imperium doing a better job of sharing the experience in the jungle and farming their lanes up, making sure they soak as much experience as possible. So that's the only difference in these two teams. As it stands, Gold Fury still not contested, but good ward coverage once again from both teams covering that area.
Both teams have to watch out for that area specifically, but taking a look at the middle area, that's another area of contention. Imperium has just been here the entire game. They see that ISIS knows what she's doing. They're careful about that, and because of that, they've put Nuwa a little bit ahead, and they're just paying attention to this lane. Julian Fun has really, really played well. I like the stuns coming out. I like the silences coming out, able to escape a lot of problems, and Danger Zone, or Imperium took note of that, and now they're really pressuring this middle lane.
Well, one thing to note as well, ISIS hasn't picked up an active yet in this game. That's really risky against a Kali, against a game. Oh, Ymir, hold that, finds 3 members. The leap over from Kali, though, going to turn some damage around. Ymir wants to keep fighting. Spirit Ball's going to come on the backside, coming out from ISIS as well. That's going to connect with Kali, but she does have the ultimate as well to destroy the damage. But it does mean her ultimate's down. Wingus, can they find the last hits? Yes, they can. Banisher on the back from Freya comes out into a silence from ISIS, though, and the blinking from Kabrak and evaporates Jeremy as Ram is there too. Now that wall's going to force the Valkyrie coming out from Freya as well. The shots from Rama from above looking for the damage to bring down the targets. Vamana, the big baby's here. Kabraken's not finished though. He wants some of that Freya and he's going to find it. Bellyflop wasn't even required. He's tanking up for a long time, but he's a big, strong, tanky Guardian. And now back is in a bit of trouble here. Geb's looking for the Cataclysm, doesn't find it. And only the back does connect from Vamana. Vamana should be able to bring down this kill as well. No, he will not. The whole team of Danger Zone survive. 3 members of Imperium die.
And I mean, that's just the tankiness coming out from Danger Zone with those giant Guardians, able to keep that engagement going for just so long. And again, I've talked about him a lot. Julian Fun gets the first kill with the Wingus active, goes ahead and picks up, and then provides some spacing with the Spirit Ball. And right now, Giuseppe already finds himself in some trouble. Gonna go get stunned out, and that's the burst that we were talking about. Nuwa's in the air, but Chaotic Fear picks up the kill first. Meanwhile, Gold Fury goes the other way.
The baby stole the Gold Fury away from Danger Zone, and now he really is in one. He'll go down, but it was a 2 for 1. Sorry, 2 for 0. Gold Fury goes in favor of Imperium, though. However, if you check the charts right now, Danger Zone still in the lead. They got the big kills earlier on. That fight beforehand, and now Ghost manages to pick up under the tower. Kabraken trying to push down that tower as well. It's in favor of Danger Zone still, but only barely.
I mean, Danger Zone's leading in experience with about 1,600.
Blinking mid from Ymir, the Frost Breath, the wall, the ultimate coming out as well. Nuwa pops the sentry to try and help her out. The clay minions don't do anything. The explosion detonates, and the nuclear missile, it's your fault, he says, as he apologizes to ISIS for stealing that kill away.
I love this team comp. I love that there is so much control on this team right now. Julian Fun in a little bit of trouble.
Cataclysm.
That'll be the death, and NSN picks up his kill. That'll be Freya's 2nd kill of the game. So, but the ISIS is just confirming all of these Ymirs. All of these Ymir ults. We always talk about, yeah, Ymir ult has some incredible scaling and does. He's one of the highest damaging ultimates in the entire game, but
that's right.
You gotta burst it early. You're never gonna see that type of death. No, ISIS is here. ISIS keeps stunning you, silencing you, and slowing you in Ymir's. By the way, when she's slowing you and silencing you, she's stealing your protections. So Ymir's
magical
ult is just going to do more.
Magical protections. And what does Ymir do? Magical damage. This comp is a bit revolting, I'll be honest. I also thought of one thing as well, which I'd not really considered earlier on, but Kabraken's Tectonic Shift, his ultimate, if you ult someone and then put a wall from Ymir right next to that Tectonic Shift, somebody cannot move unless they can jump out. They're literally stuck.
I'm expecting to see that. I really want to see that at some point, Hindu Man. That'll be just... that's the type of teamwork that I really like to do. I like to see that sort of camaraderie on the team.
I mean, level Freya right now on the screen, you can see 9,400, does have Hasten Fatalis online, Shoes of the Magi, and Demonic Grip, so she's reaching that damage potential now available for her. On top of that, you got Carly has the Chins online, so Imperium are going to start seeing a lot more damage come out of their team. Freya, though, getting aggressed again by Ymir. Going to find Carly, who leaps over the Frost Breath one more time. 11-6, and we're going to see a grouping in mid lane from Danger Zone here.
Just taking a look at this minimap, everybody is spread out. ISIS is the target for the blue team. They want to get ISIS, but damage reduction from the ultimate and some spacing and control provided by the Guardians on her team. She's going to be safe and sound, no problem. And that was her ultimate, though. So Danger Zone not going to have that damage reduction available to them just yet. Funkbot caught out.
Blink.
Does get the blink.
Falcon.
Great ultimate is going to force Freya into the air. Danger Zone going to have to retreat one more time into the middle.
Well, ults are being traded across the map, but now Danger Zone have an ability to try and push on mid lane. New One needs to rotate mid to help defend this because Carly and Geb are not going to be able to get the damage out onto this minion wave. The wall's going to isolate Geb a little bit. He's going to have to use rollout away. They have to give up that tier 1 tower, and they can continue this push if they so choose to. Doesn't look like they're going to do that though. Backing away looks unlikely they're going to do Fire Giant right now. I wouldn't suggest it at this stage, but they're heading in that direction. I guess they're looking to go for that tier 1 right.
Yep, they're going to go ahead and look for that tier 1 right. That should be extremely easy for them to pick up. No problem there. Just a couple of basics, and Imperium really have to start to watch their back end. But now you're starting to see the map really go the way of Danger Zone. The gold is similar. 600 gold is basically nothing, folks. 6 to 11 kills is basically nothing, folks. But taking a look at the experience, 2,600 gold in the lead is the red team. And more specifically, Danger Zone has 6 towers remaining. Imperium just has 3.
Geb a little bit quiet mid there, immediately rolled out when he saw them walk over that ward and went, nope, I want no part of that. One thing to note though, Bacchus, Kabrakan and Ymir are starting to trio up and roam the map as a pack. A pack of fat, disgustingly tanky men with lots of magical power and looking to evaporate people. Because if you get caught, you're gone. And that's the end of the day for you. Gold Fury's up soon. You can already see Danger Zone trying to zone the area. Get wards down deep in enemy territory here, ready for this Gold Fury to respawn.
4 members going to the right-hand side are Danger Zone. Curious to what they're doing. There are wards all over the map. Well, Danger Zone has a number of wards more safe, but Imperium has 2 wards that are important to see where their opponents are crossing the map, essentially. They've got the wards coming out right out of the middle lane, so as long as Danger Zone keeps going the traditional routes, they should be seen on Imperium's maps. So really no surprise factors coming out from our boys in red today. Kali's looking, and she finds the Isis going for the burst.
Oh, looking for the burst. The Spirit Ball did come out. Silence going to buy a little bit of time. The wing goes backwards, keeping her mobility up as she does it. And the ultimate pop from Carly there, that's going to be on cooldown for the next engagement, which will probably be at the Gold Fury. Oh, look at this on the backside of Freya. Does manage to banish out Rama, but that Spirit Ball forces her to disengage. The beads were used, delayed by Rama there, but the beads now on cooldown for Rama as well for the next 90 seconds. And once again, Danger Zone starting to group up and look for a pick to try and start this Gold Fury off.
Kali's a little trigger happy on this ultimate. We saw it go out just a little bit early. Usually you want to see that to sort of stop yourself from dying. Right now, Danger Zone sneaking out of Gold Fury. NSM sees it, and so does the rest of the team. Here comes Geb. Can they get a steal?
3-man whoop does connect. The
beautiful
slows down Geb. Gold Fury does reset, and now Kabrakan blinks in, looking for the stun onto Freya though. Freya does eventually go to the Valkyrie into the sky, gets the damage off. The Cataclysm was very, very good. Rama goes up looking for the snipes to Freya on the backside. Will he find him? 2 miss, 3 miss. He doesn't manage to find that target. In the midst of the fight, Kabrakan's very low. The big baby going to bring him down. And now he's going to continue the chase onto the Bacchus and the backside of that. Cataclysm, sorry, Geb's still chasing onto that Rama, who's very, very low, under top pressure from Carly as well. Carly finds that kill, looking to mid lane, Bacchus and Ymir under the tower, but Imperium's damage is starting to come online now. After we're starting to see their composition pay off. Freya, ridiculous damage. Carly with chins and the big baby on the front line.
Yeah, just so much damage coming out early, and the Guardians for Danger Zone just found themselves extremely low almost immediately. They had to completely retreat. They really couldn't take that fight at all, and Imperium takes the fight, takes the kills, and takes the Gold Fury. That's going to shorten the lead up to just about 2 kills before it was 6 to 11. They wound up getting 3, so that's going to make it 9 to 11 right here, folks. And the 24th minute of competition, 1,000 experience and 2,300 gold lead the way for Imperium in the blue, but right there, NSN. The triple banish forced to reset onto the Gold Fury, and that's the story.
Yep, NSN as well just had to force to use bees there by the Ymir, who blew the ultimate, trying to pick up the kill, turn the damage around in that lane. One thing to note though, after Danger Zone, Bacchus and Ymir both have Wingblade, a fantastic item, especially against the likes of Freya and the likes of Vamana. With those slows, is going to actually speed them up instead of slow them down over the next 4 seconds. But then after that, they've gone for Warlock Sash. Now this is a very, very late Warlock Sash, and it's going to take a long time for them to build this one up. At 25 minutes in the game, they're sat on 16 and 11 stacks respectively, and that's going to be a very long time before they actually start to pay off in terms of how much gold they've invested into them.
Yeah, I mean, this is honestly, this comes up a lot, and hi-rez actually put out a solid video on this. If you look at esports.smitegame.com, you can find some quality videos, and one of the videos, as Ymir takes poke, is on Warlock Sash versus Ethereal Staff. When should you purchase either? And this is a prime spot for Ethereal Staff. Ethereal Staff is basically Warlock Sash Junior. It doesn't provide as many numbers, but you don't have to stack it. And when you're in the middle of the game like this, stacking is tough, especially if you're a Bacchus of all characters. So I would have rathered see the Ethereal Staff, but Warlock Sash, if they can manage to get it stacked up, will do work.
Well, we'll see how this one plays out. Now is Danger Zone still trying to group up and look for a fight, but the last one did not go in their favour. They went for the Freya. Freya took to the Valkyrie in the sky, and when she did that, the rest of the team cleaned up for her from that one. Rama didn't find the poke. Now we're going to see Carly and Freya off to the left-hand side, trying to get some pressure on this Tier 1 tower, but immediately Danger Zone responding, and they've got to watch their position, immediately backing away. And it looks like she should get away without any harm done to him, unless Cabrakan has something to say. Blink in, looking for the stun, jumps over that, and all he can do is stun a minion.
Beautiful jump. Kali has really shown that her reactive abilities are really on point. I love to watch it too. Those are the moments of Smite that there's no auto aim, folks. You gotta hit your stuff, and a well played jump or a well played blink leap can really get you away. Ymir has none of those though.
He's fine.
He takes a lot of poke from the Freya.
He's not fine.
NSN will secure the kill, but here comes Cabrakan.
Well, Valkyrie was popped, the shield went on her as well, and then the Titanic Rift just going to be used defensively to zone out the team. A great pick from Freya. I expected Ymir to get away. He had the wing blade. It did pop to give him the movement speed, but Freya, well, it's Freya. That's all I'm going to say. Like, Freya hits you with a full build, pretty much. She's going to destroy you. She also has Spear of the Magus as well. That's going to help increase the damage of Noir in that mid lane. If she does use that skill shot ultimate of hers, knock up from Geb, they're starting to siege this tier 1 tower in mid lane now. No minions to their advantage though here, as Ice is very good at wave clearing.
Without a doubt, the Wind Gust is just one of the more potent abilities when it comes to clearing the wave and getting rid of minions, so definitely able to do that. That said, Vamana, very proficient. One of the few warriors that can one-shot the wave with that armored umbrella. So he's going to go ahead and do that while his team picks up mid camps. Not exactly the objective that they are early game, but definitely something you want to be able to quick pick up because you still need gold and you need Warlock Sash stacks, folks.
What do you feel about the Witchblade on Vamana here, Rifto? I mean, normally we see it when you're against a lot of attack speed gods, but this time he's against a lot of Guardians who are all ability focused.
I mean, I do like it as an offensive item nonetheless. Movement speed, attack speed for him, his physical protection will turn into physical power for him. So because of that passive, I don't hate it. If his passive was a little bit different, where he didn't get protection contributions, I really wouldn't like it, because there's only a single physical character. That said, Vamana's going to completely shut down Ram.
Ymir just blinked in, walled off Freya, but left a small little gap, and she snuck through it back to the safety of her tower. So blink on cooldown again, and once again, this Guardian trio of the Fat Pack still looking and hunting, but they're not finding anything right now.
Yeah, the Guardians really, I think they shine mid-game. They shine mid-game because they're that's sort of the tail of Ymir jungle, right? He does a lot of damage early and mid-game and really can control the game, but as the game goes on, he's forced into a sort of a control-ish role, a magical warrior role, if you will, while his friends and teammates do the rest of the damage and stuff. Three Guardians are going to be in the similar position, so Isis really has to hold this game up for the team, along with Realm.
Well, she does have beads now online. You check in with her build. Warlock Sash is now fully stacked. Has Breastplate of Valor as well, just to make sure she can absorb some of the damage. Only really coming out from Vamana and Kali, but against the Kali, that's definitely what Kali's going to be looking to do, is burst her down immediately. So a little bit of extra physical protection there built into the Isis. Going to reduce her damage a little bit overall, as she would have liked to go more damage orientated, but when you've got three Guardians with you that are all building damage, I guess you could let it slide a little.
Good wall coming out, and a better freeze. There's another stun, but just a little bit of DR on that one. That said, Giuseppe could be down. Great shield on himself. He's going to go ahead and roll out. See, CMU not from the shield, but from the rollout. And as we hear, it's Gab.
They just wasted everything on Geb, and now Frey's going to go back in looking for the damage to try and burst down Bacchus. On the back of that, the stone comes out from the shining metal, and I feed every game. He's not feeding right now, he's making them feed. He's going to continue with the big baby thing. There's a big ultimate coming out from the new War, and now with the chasing from Carly as well, still looking for this Isis. Is he going to find the target? No, it's not her target, but he can't find the kill on that one. But once again, I feed every game, goes on a killing spree, brings down Rama. Carly in deep, the shield comes out from Geb, which was fantastic. Lead time, she jumps away. Now the Gold Fury is going to be started by Imperium. It's Geb. That's all I have to say about that fight.
It's Geb. Yeah, I mean, that's how Cret wound up beating me in our esports in a flash. She kind of just said, it's Geb 20 times, and they counted it for some reason. And that's exactly what's going to go happen in this cast. It's Geb, it's Geb, it's Geb, it's the Gold Fury. 13-11, the kills have finally swung around 30.5 minutes into this match. Imperium looking a little dire early on as Danger Zone takes a huge Guardian comp into the battlefield. The tables have turned. As we approach the late game, Imperium have turned things around. 6,800 experience and 6,700 gold separate these two teams. And as I said, Imperium finally take the kill lead away from their opponent's Danger Zone, and things are looking good.
Now, if Imperium does the same thing there, like, if you notice, Danger Zone have been looking for a pick constantly after. Every single time they've been looking for a pick and they've not been able to find one. The one time they found a pick, it was Geb. And it wasn't really a pick, because it's Geb, as we keep saying, right? But if Imperium realise this, then Geb needs to go and get caught more often. Is the best key I'm going to say here. He needs to go out and say, hey guys, I'm all alone, come get me, and then evaporate. Hold that, because in the jungle right now, Carly going aggressive, looking for the damage onto Isis. Wingust comes out, good shield over the wall from Geb as well. As you can see, she's still trying to hold on to that ultimate. Actually, no, scrap that, she didn't have the ultimate available. She's going to drop. Big Baby, though, comes out in response, and Jeremy's going to actually be able to pick up Isis. And Yumir's going to have to just bravely back away from that one. 1-for-1 trade, Carly split pushing left, mid lane was Rama, but a 1-for-1 trade, Isis for Carly.
Freya's pushing silently on the left-hand side. Now, Freya's not a character that could really demolish towers very well. She's not exactly what we'd call a split-push champion, but it's late enough in the game. The tower's already half HP. The tower's got Freya's name on it, so that's just another tower. Imperium was down. They had their 3 towers guarded by about 20 minutes, if I'm not mistaken, and now they're slowly taking away Danger Zone's tower.
Chipping
they
away.
Sort of have like a disadvantage because they only have tier 2s. So the battlefield's actually bigger. No Man's Land is bigger for them than the enemy team, but they're able to pick up these towers and then back away because, as you said, they're just getting these picks.
Well, I mean, golden experience right now, if you have a little look at it across the map, Danger Zone, all their people are on level 20, apart from the Bacchus jungle right now, so experience isn't a really big thing for that. Even though Imperium are ahead on experience, it's not a problem, but the gold is a factor here. 6.5, oh, hold that, because Ymir's blinking in, Frost Breath, but immediately knocked up, and now we're going to see Nuwa get caught out, takes a lot of poke damage from that. Rama gets banished, though, by that Freya, and the burst from the Shining Metal forces him away. Freya's not finished, though, Valkyrie's discretion, she can't get in range anymore, but Nuwa can.
Very low is Funkbot. Just one more hit, and Edison goes ahead, claims his 5th kill of the game. Very low is Frosty Saurus, just trying to get some extra farm because he knows he's dead. Ramada coming in, but Ghost will get the kill with the jump. That'll heal him up just a little bit. And now in between tier 1 and tier 2 towers are Imperium. They're coming around the right-hand side. On the left-hand side, they're coming from both sides. 2 members of Danger Zone right here, but they're going to look for the tower, I think. Big Ultimate coming out from Seed every game. They want the kills. Ultimate comes out from Isis. Ultimate comes out from Bomana. Ultimate comes out from Kali, and she's going to claim the life of Chaotic Fear. One more is alive. Julian Fun, but finally Imperium looks for the tower. They've evened up the structure game. They're leading by 10,000 gold. They are definitely taking this game to the gates. And Hindu Man,
Fire?
on a fire.
Giant. That's exactly what they're looking to do that right now. The whole thing with that plan there, I thought, was to get Carly's target off being Bacchus. Because that's why she was annoyed. She couldn't kill Bacchus. She needed to get rid of it. So Vermana popped the ultimate, so did Carly, to bring down the big toga-wearing man to make sure she wasn't the target. Now Isis is going to be a target for the next fight, which is perfect. Now that they've got the Fire Giant, we're going to have to see Danger Zone defend, and Isis knows, or should know, that Carly's target is her. So she has to play very, very defensively, and so do her team.
I actually really liked the play right there coming out from Imperium. They pushed past the tower. And I originally called they should be looking at the tower, but they played that perfectly. They pushed past the tower, they pushed past the tier 2 tower, forcing Danger Zone into their base. They either got the kill or they forced them into their base, which just provided the appropriate distance that Imperium needed to pick up the tower for free, and then just pick up the Fire Giant on the way home like it was a drive-through Jimmy John's. They just came by, said, hey, we'll take this Fire Giant, and we'll bring the buff home to Mom. And that's exactly what they did. And now you have 5 members strong sporting that Fire Giant buff around their waists, and they're ready to take on more and more fights. And as we mentioned, 10k gold in the lead, plus a Fire Giant. There's really not much Danger Zone can do to outright fight, so they have to get creative.
Oh, Danger Zone now down to their tier 2 towers against a Fire Giant team, so safety zone has increased for Imperium in terms of this game now and what they control across the map, with the Fire Giant being down, Gold Fury due to spawn soon. Left camp's going to be taken away here by Imperium again, just give themselves a little bit extra gold of that 10,000 now in the bank. They are ahead. Good Spirit Ball coming out from Isis, but she has to back away immediately, not sure where the rest of the team are. Great wall coverage though from Danger Zone in all honesty. They've got good wards through the jungle so they can keep an eye on the rotations. They've just got to keep these lanes pushed out and siege and fight under the tower.
5 members, middle lane, Fire Giant buff. That's the entire story of our 36th minute as we approach it. Not much Danger Zone can do to fight head on. Apply directly to the forehead, as we said. Julian Fun,
oh, wow.
3, 2, dead. Don't even need the 1. NSN takes the kill, and this is what we're looking for. I feed every game, going the Omegatron route, and just providing distance for his team while the rest pick up the objective. They're not stopping here, though. They're looking for the Phoenix. NSN with those Pulse Irradiate combos coming. Here comes the minions. Giuseppe's going to go ahead, tank the Phoenix. Here comes the damage onto the Phoenix. Not much anybody can do. Here comes the last stand. Danger Zone blinks in, gets a couple of damages out, but Chaotic Fear already dead. The Lucky 7, not so lucky this time around. He suffers his death, and that's going to be another one for the level 20 ROM. That's going to be the 5th death on him. Not quite able to do much as Imperium picks up the right-hand tower as well. Will they fight or fall back?
Well, they can't fight at that tower because it's already gone. Now they've only got a Phoenix left to defend. It's only Ymir and Kabrak, and Ymir's like, nope, peace, I'm gone. I'm leaving you alone, Kabrak, and have fun there. Kabrak is like, nope, I'm not interested. I may be diamond, but I'm not stupid. And so he's now going to rotate away back to defend his Titan. They've got to try and siege that one up, but Imperium doing the smart option here, F-Dot. They're going to rotate, take down all these towers. This does lower the Titan's HP overall, so it makes it easier to kill. Plus, while they've got the time, they might as well do this and get more fire minions pouring in. So, 3 tier 2 towers go down, 2 Phoenixes drop, and now they're going to take a Gold Fury and get ready to siege for the last of the game.
That was an incredible Fire Giant play coming out from Imperium, and they're not done. They're going to pick up Gold Fury. So they get tier 1, they get tier 2, and Phoenix in the middle lane. They get tier 2 and Phoenix in the right lane. They get tier 2 in the left lane and a Gold Fury. That's 7 separate objectives on a single Fire Giant belt. That's what you're supposed to do with the Fire Giant buff. They catapult themselves to 19,000 gold in the lead. They take the reverse numbers. 21 to 12 are the kill count right here. And Imperium have gone from the trailers to the comeback kings to now they're the clear leaders, and Danger Zone really needs to look for something big to get back into this match.
I mean, we said at the start of the game, there was a lead for Danger Zone at the beginning, but when you looked at the fact they had Carly, they also had Vermana and Freya on their team, the longer this game goes on, the more damage, and when those items come online for those gods, they become hyper carries, and that term is only really reserved for those ones that can pretty much get a pentakill on their own most of the time if they get left alone. And with a Geb on the front line, the only Guardian that Danger Zone chose not to play with, that is in the current meta pretty much, I'm really surprised they let that one get through, only banning away Sylvanas.
I mean, it's an interesting choice. I still don't hate the Danger Zone comp. I love it. I love it. I still don't hate it. I hate the Warlock sashes in which they were ethereal staffs, but we are going to see the final push. Imperium coming in. Chaotic Fear is just destroyed. Gonna jump out.
Still gonna get
gonna drop an ultimate, but he will die. I feed every game. Gonna take out Chaotic Fear. Up in the air is the Lucky 7, trying to get the assistance from the side. Joe's gonna get a kill, and Ascend's gonna get a kill. Everyone on this team picks up a kill. Freya gets her 9th one of the game. Only 3 deaths to her name. The Lucky 7's gonna escape. Not quite. Triple kill for the Valkyrie as she escapes.
Ghost!
Takes down the Titan.
Ghost!
Imperium in 39.5 minutes on the back of Ghost. On the back of the Freya. 10-3 and 9, 7-3 and 10 are those two character slash lines. And the blue team Imperium takes it over Danger Zone.
This was not the highway to the Danger Zone.
Fortunately. I like these teams. I love what Danger Zone did. I'm so happy we don't have to hear you sing.
I'm sorry. I was really hoping they would. So
I'm happy we don't.
Okay. Well, that was that game. Honestly, overall, Danger Zone's composition, I think, was really good, like you were saying. Yeah. I enjoyed the three Guardians. I think if they did build differently, it may have been a bit of a different story. And I don't think they got as much out of the early game as they possibly could have. Is the big issue, but I'm not going to put that down to Danger Zone playing it badly. I'm going to put that down more to Imperium playing it well and realizing they have the late game if they hold on as long as they did. They didn't fall too far behind early on, and then Carly and Freya came online.
Yeah, I definitely, I think this was a fun match to watch, and I honestly think both teams, not the cliche that we usually have here. I really think both teams played well today.
Yeah, they did.
It's just a matter of the composition of the Guardians. They're gonna excel early and mid game, and late game when you're against a Freya and especially a Kali who kills tanks. You're gonna have an uphill battle as the game rages on. But I like the choices coming out from Danger Zone, and I secretly hope Exposed Secrets isn't watching, because this just looks like something they would do.
Zalia on Cabrakan. Zalia on Cabrakan, Frostiak on your mate. That sounds possible.
This sounds like a very Exposed Secrets type match or composition. So you know what? I kind of hope they see it, and I want to see something out from them, because I think they can make it fun.
Well, guys, we'll be back with the next game up shortly as we go into the next round of this special 1 week only, maybe in a couple of weeks' time, do it again, week only tournament for North America. Tomorrow's version of this will be European. However, we'll be right back. I'm one guy, and that's F. and we're in his room.